Hi, it's Michelle Howe from Empath Evolution. Um, if you guys can see me, please let me know. I'm using a new broadcasting software, so I'm a little bit green at this. That's interesting. I use the word green. But yes, I'm a little green at this. So it should be going to my Facebook page and my Facebook group. So if you're there, let me know. It's almost like I want to know before I have a lot to share today, a lot to share with you today. And I want to make sure I am live first. Is this working? Is it working? Are you working? Yes, you're working. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. All right, hold on. I can actually see some of this on my phone. Okay, good. All right. So a lot's been going on, you guys. It's never like a dull moment. If it was a dull moment, I think we would be in heaven. There wouldn't be anything really dramatic happening like there is here on earth. So without going into all the things in the environment, which I can just touch on quickly. Of course, we went through the holidays. What's happening? People are getting sick. Energetically speaking, a lot of us that are light workers are going through some major shifts. It seems like it's a never ending thing for us. And honestly, it's not ever really going to end. It's going to just improve. Um, that's what I know is happening. And we transform from the inside. Who am I today? Who was I yesterday? Who will I be tomorrow? Well, guess what? We control really zero of this. Zero of this. We move through and we make choices along the way. And some of those choices are more painful than others, right? And when we know better, we do better, right? So that being said, the topic for today, it seems like I'm a little bit rusty. I haven't done a live video in a little bit. So I was like nervous to come on. I'm like, why are you nervous? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just nervous. So here I am. If you're new to me, I have a group on Facebook, Empath Evolutions Online. You can read up and listen to the videos, read more about me. But basically, this whole path, even the word empath was something I knew nothing about. But all my life, I've been a feeler. There are so many empaths running around all over the place. They have no idea what energy is. They have no idea they're empaths. They often struggle. Not the smart ones, the ones that are a little bit more astute to putting on an image and seeing where they want to protect themselves can kind of keep it under the radar that there's a little bit of a struggle. But at some point or another, we are all going to awaken. All right. What does awakening mean from Path Evolution? What does awakening mean? You awaken to something different. It's like you come out of what I know now is an illusion. Like we're here living a life. Yep. I can knock on my desk. I can talk to you. I can share information. I can watch TV. We're doing all these amazing, great things, but there's more to us than what we've been told, than what we have lived. There's more to who we are than, I'm going to use myself as an example, than what Michelle thinks her job is. What Michelle thinks is here. She's here to be happy. She's here for this. She's here for that. We are all living lives that are up and down like roller coasters here. We go through different phases, different situations, different traumas, emotions, insecurities. We want success, of course. We want love, of course. We want beauty. We want strength. We want admiration. We want love. There's all these things that come with being human. And our parents teach us what our parents teach us, right? We're having a good old time, or Life is rocky, depending on what parents you had and what struggles they had. They didn't, it wasn't like this great childhood. And now you're an adult, you're dealing with, um, raising a family, being a mom, being a dad, uh, all the things that come along with it. And you're looking at this picture out there, and there's a lot of crazy things going on. And it always has been crazy things going on, but now more than ever, the more you awaken to the spiritual nature of who you are, into your choices, your ultimate choices, into what you didn't know before, or where you gave your power away, or what you thought was true, but it didn't hold true. And at the end of the day, a lot of Empath Evolution's message, empath are feelers. The world feels. They just don't know they're empaths, right? So the empaths, the one that really know, the ones that are really more on the edge and struggling with what's going out there, they're awakening first. If you don't struggle, you're not awakening. The only reason any of us awaken is because we're struggling. So just because you see someone that's having this grand life, that everything is going, it seems like, of course, everything is going according to where it needs to be. There's no struggle. It's smooth. Don't think that they know something that you don't know. You're actually leading the way to to help people see what else is there, to discover for yourself what else is there. Nobody in their right mind would ever want to move into something that's not quote unquote traditional normal. What we're awakening to is out of the box. And but it will explain your whole life for you. It explains why you react certain ways, what your role is, what you're feeling. So you're not crazy. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just moving forward into another level of awareness that most people know nothing about. And God bless them, right? Maybe it's not their time. Let them do what they do. You're here with me. You're going to do what we do. We're going to just look deeper at what this is and move forward. And I'm realizing I need a tissue, because guess what? I don't have a tissue here. They're all upstairs. We have all been sick. And of course, that didn't escape this household either. So I'm on the tail end of it. So that's a good thing. How do we awaken? Are you awakening? All right. So if you're confused, if your world seems upside down, you're awakening. If you're feeling pain, you're awakening. You may not want to open the door to what that is, but that's all part of awakening. You're here today. Everybody is awakening, just not everyone is showing up because they don't want to open this door. How does it happen? It happens in a myriad of ways. Some people have always been awake, believe it or not. Some people have always known there was a spiritual side to life, and that they were sensing and feeling more, or they were seeing the spirit of a soul leave a body. Some people can see energy. Most empaths feel energy. Some of us know things. We don't know how we know things. Well, it's our intuition, right? But we know things for no rhyme or reason. So a lot of us today too are awakening in our 30s and 40s, 50s, right? It comes up. We've always been sensitive. We've always been feelers. We just didn't notice it. We might have thought that there's something wrong with us, right? There's something wrong with us. Why am I moody? Why am I anxious? Why don't things feel right to me? Why do I struggle? Why am I drained? All right. We awaken for many reasons. Illness is one of them. Illness is one of them, because you're looking at your mortality. You're looking at, oh my God, what was this world for? Why am I in so much pain? I'm afraid. I'm this, I'm that. Okay. Death. Someone dies in your family. all of a sudden, you may feel that person pass away. You may see the soul pass away. You may want to know where they are. You may be filled with so much grief that it opens the door for you to find a way to move out of that pain, move forward in that situation, or connect with that person. All right. Third way, a situation, whether it's a divorce, whether it's a narcissist relationship, something is throwing your world upside down and inside out. All right. The world is not the way that you thought it was. Your life is not feeling safe. You are going through major changes. All right. You can look at the whole world. The whole world right now is going through major changes and fears. And they're, rebelling and fighting and sad and upset and depressed and wanting, I can go on and on. The other way that empaths, and truly all people awaken, and it's hard to face this, but whenever anyone's awakening, really, they're going through a really hard time. Something is shifted and they're going through a hard time. They can't come to terms with it. They either feel physically bad, it's an illness, or emotionally, they're getting hit and they don't know how to deal with it. Mentally, they can't get themselves together. They're depressed. They are anxious. And as much as it's mental, emotional, physical, it's all of that. When you can't function, your life is upside down. And you can look at that as balance, because one of the first things we will need to learn is how to create balance in every level of our being. But sometimes when one of them is so thrown off, we don't know why we're totally like stuck. We can't move. We're in pain. We're not the same. We're crying. Like, that's the level of distraught that can come our way that leads to this. And then we start searching for answers, and you become a seeker. And then you find me, right? Or you find somebody else. There's a lot of awesome people in the world that are doing this work. Everybody is coming from a different angle. We're all teaching the same thing, but we're all looking at it from our angle of what we know, our experience, where we came from. We are all going to learn the same things. That might be in a different order. So you're going to learn that psychic development course over there, mediumship over here. You're going to learn about confidence from this other coach over here. You're going to learn about your physical body and what that needs over here. So we're all looking to improve the quality of our life, to make sure physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, we are on track with what we need to do so we can feel authentic. Authentic, I don't necessarily love that word, but we can feel like ourselves. We feel like we are in control, not another good word, but we feel like everything's good. We can handle what's coming our way. No one little wind is going to blow us over. No one big wind is going to blow us over. And there's a lot of big things happening right now. So if you're blown over and you're struggling, I get it. We're all getting it. We're all getting hit. Get back up. Learn more. Get deeper roots. Get more in touch with something that is not so volatile. That's why our spiritual nature is so important. And I'm not talking religion. I'm talking you. Who are you? I'm not talking rules. It's a feeling of who you are. It's the essence of who you are. And if the stronger you create that and you value that and you sit in that, nothing will blow you over. Because you can see it coming in a lot of ways, and you don't attach to it. You don't get so upset about it. It's just part and parcel of what's there. You're still good. You're still fine. So when that balance comes into place,
You could be going through the worst part of your life, but you're moving through it. And trust me when I tell you, I'm pretty smart and pretty intuitive all my life. I thought I had a lot of things figured out, always very introspective, always learning, always observing, always analyzing. When it hit me, I could see where things were going, but I couldn't jump above that or move around that. I didn't have all the skills to circumvent what was happening to me. I moved through what I would call a dark night of the soul. And that's when you really like all cards are off the table. You don't know anymore that life makes sense. Who are you? Becomes a big question then. So, anyway, those are all the ways we awaken. This is where a lot of us are at. The ones that are listening, you know you're there. The ones that aren't listening, they'll get there when they get there. In the meantime, we're moving through challenges to how we see reality, to how we function in the world, to who we are in the world. And all of it is, my friends, is vibrational. All of it is vibrational. You don't know vibration yet? Join me next month. I'm doing a free intensive where I talk about vibrations. And if you're a feeler, this is natural for you. This is the biggest strength you have. It can take you down, or you can use it in ways that nobody has told you about. Okay. So the top struggle that I see for us, for those who are awakening, no matter where you are, beginner, intermediate, beginners don't know they have to learn all of the basic things, but intermediate ones, all throughout this whole process, we are shifting and changing. It does not end. We just are able to step into more and more of who we are, and we don't ever even want to change that, because we see with each passing day and through each next level of that struggle or challenge, where we end up is amazing. It's amazing. All along the way, you're going to be afraid. And I'm here to tell you to stop being afraid, because it's amazing. Nothing can take you down. Fear is just a vibration. You're not fear. At the core of who you are, fear is not you. It's something that you've allowed in your field, you've believed to be true, and you're feeling it at your core. It's like rocking your world. And unfortunately, our world needs to be rocked in order to shift out of a paradigm, calling it a paradigm, of fear of whatever it is. Fear is contagious, my friends. It's contagious. All right. Fear of whatever it is, you have to not be afraid of fear, because you will release that fear. It comes bubbling to the surface to be released. Oftentimes that means you feel it, but you don't have to get upset about it. You don't have to avoid it. You don't have to ignore it. It cannot even be ignored. It needs to be released. That's where we're at. Okay. So the biggest problem I see is resistance. And when I went through resistance, what is resistance? Resistance is, I don't want to do that. I don't think so. You're wrong. I'm like, this isn't right. How dare you say that about me? It's having this idea that you know everything. It's having the idea that I don't want any more of that. Don't give any more to me. I don't care what that is. It's not for me. It's being stubborn. Resistance comes from your ego being afraid. So if you're not afraid, maybe you'll open the door. If you're not afraid, you're an open person, which is what you need to be in order to step into the next potential that's in front of you. Of course, you want to discern, is this for me? Is this not for me? And I can tell you firsthand that there were a lot of things along the way that I thought, no. I'm like, I'm not ready for that. No, I don't. What kind of malarkey is this? Right? This is the stages that I went through. And then you hit your head up against the wall enough times, or you see something enough times. What do they tell you? If you're marketing to someone, or if you're buying someone, if you see something enough, you hear it enough, you start becoming more open to it. Like the fear goes away. And that's the whole point of me doing these recordings and videos and sharing and talking and workshops, is not to be afraid of what this is. Because we have inherited a bunch of fears and ideas of what things are, which may or may not be correct. And anything really that builds fear in you is working against you. It's working against you, and you're allowing it to do that. It's human to be afraid, but fear controls you. Fear paralyzes you. Fear negatively impacts your life. So stop it. Recognize it, all right? So the top thing is resistance, and the other thing really is, all the skills, the awareness, the tools. There's a ton of stuff that we can do for ourselves. Beyond knowledge from a book is one thing. Vibration is something totally different. It's a huge gift when you start to recognize vibration and understand it is real for yourself. So the feeling side of us cannot be ignored. It's not logical. It's a huge part of who we are. All right. So let me all this resistance and all this not knowing and no awareness and no discernment and fear can leave us stuck and in pain. And then we continue to sit in that. What are the solutions? Yep, we've come up with lots of solutions. There are lots of programs out there that help people. There's therapy, there's modalities out there. At the end of the day, if you need to learn what to do to help yourself, there are people that can help you along the way, but you are going to move forward on what I call a journey to self. It's a journey to you. You don't even know who that is fully. Only what you're awake to. You're identifying with what you're identifying with until you learn there's something more. And then if you remain open, you'll learn about more and more and more and more. And you might close it down a little bit, and then pain will come again, right? It's a loop. You evolve in a circular fashion. If you don't get something the first time around, you might learn all this other stuff, but you won't advance in the same way or to the same point until you solve, resolve, evolve by embracing the next teaching, the next level of awareness. All right, so 5 insights that you need to move forward with ease. 5 things, concrete things that you need to do. Some of this is basic, all right? Grounding. Get comfortable sinking into your body, tuning in inside. There's a vibration. You're changing the way you feel. You're changing the trajectory of where you are. You're starting to get really comfortable with movement of energy in your body. You close your eyes for it because you're really going in to do this. You can hug a tree. People hug trees. But I want you to be able to ground no matter where you are. And grounding is basically moving into you in a deeper way and slowing down in order to calm down. You can slow down in lots of ways, actually. That all really makes sense a lot. Thank you. Sorry. Some of this that I share with you, I don't plan to even say it that way. It comes out that way. That's called you're connected to spirit and you can channel a vibration, a message, whatever that is. The more comfortable you get in this place in your life and with what's happening to you, the more you can do that yourself. And we're all learning from other people or directly from our own spirit. All right. That's all possible. That's all part of the equation. We all do it in a different way just because of some of us are obtuse about certain topics more than others. Some of us are more logical. Some of us more scientific. So if it's our time to wake up, we vibrate, we resonate, we allow things into our world that feel right to us and we're ready for, and that's what we let in. Don't ever let in something that doesn't feel right to you. It may come from fear, okay, but don't ever let it come in unless it feels right to you, unless it uplifts you, it expands you, it makes you feel better, not worse, okay? So, insights to create ease. What did I just say? Hold on. Getting into your body, grounding, balance. Balance is not necessarily the way coaches explain balance to be, my friends. I get it. They're thinking linear. You balance your friendships, your relationships, your work, your home, your physical, your wellness. You balance all of that, right? In a perfect world, yeah, day to day, we're not balancing all that. Day to day, you're balancing the way that your mind, your emotions, your physical body feels. You're balancing your doing and your being. And it's there's no rule to it. It's all based on feeling. Do you feel balanced? Can a strong wind come over and knock you over? Can you hear this news and end up in tears on the ground, right? Can you function without letting the outside world interfere with how you are doing? Are you on a roller coaster? Can you balance? Can you feel balanced and centered? That's what it is. Okay. Learning about balance. Once you learn about balance on a mental level, you're not thinking. On an emotional level, you're not on a roller coaster. On a physical level, you're not in pain. On a spiritual level, you feel solid. You feel like you're not alone. You feel safe. And safety has to do with fears too, right? It's not what you believe in, what you trust. It matters. All of it matters. So it's looking at all those dynamics and gaining tools, bringing it together, finding your tribe. You have a tribe that's going to make you feel like you just arrived home. There are people just like you in the world. They're learning, they're exploring. There are teachers that can help move you forward, mentors that can help move you forward. And then there are people that are not going to do anything for you. They're going to tell you that they have no solutions. They'll see something wrong with you. Turn around, go the other way. Okay. I have myself at different points thought that, and mind you, we attract the people that come into our lives. We're learning things from them. Sometimes, we're learning things we don't want, right? How do we know what we want? By experiencing what we don't want. I learned from each of them where not to go, where not to look for answers, what to look for in a vibration of somebody that truly supports all of me, not just this idea This is what I want. This is what I want. Okay, let me help you get that. And then everything else falls out of balance. It's not authentic. It's not you. You can't do it that way. So you need to have somebody that you're working with that's making you, that appreciates you, that's like you, that can help you become the next best version of yourself. Not the next best version of them. The next best version of yourself. So you're taking information, you're not taking on all of who somebody else is. You're going to do it your way. You want someone that vibrates and has the same priorities and values as you. Otherwise, their thoughts, their beliefs start invading what you're doing. And ultimately, in the end, it won't work because your soul will not allow that. You'll be in pain. It won't work for you. Okay. I shared a lot. I know I shared a lot. Hi, guys. Okay, I can see some of your names. Hi, Jeanette. Nice to see you. And Jackie, people are working up to what's happening. Some people are fully awakened and some are in depression state. Absolutely true. People who are awakening, don't worry or are scared because there are millions around the world. Same as you. You're not alone. That's correct. There are people, and thank God for the internet. I never thought I would say thank God for Facebook in a lot of ways, because we are meeting on Facebook. We are finding one another on Facebook and other social media. There are amazing communities of women and men that are making huge strides forward, vibrationally, evolutionary. Like we are shifting the vibration of the planet. And that is why there's so much darkness coming to the forefront, and everybody is being hit with fear, 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 and more, right? To try to keep them at a certain level, to try to, almost like make us implode upon ourselves, right? Not realizing that that is exactly what we need in truth to move forward and to awaken the people that are not seeing it. Of course, some people will awaken and be mad, right? There's all these feelings and emotions and all this other stuff. That's all part and parcel of the path. The part that upsets me lately, I'm noticing, is that a lot of empaths have didn't know any of this, right? Oh boy. Hello. We're getting, like, my light always flashes stronger when there's presence with us, is when I'm seeing the empaths with the physical challenges, people with physical challenges, empaths who have absorbed too much that does not belong to them, empaths that haven't taken care of themselves, empaths that are so focused outside that they did not notice what was happening inside. And it's not necessarily their fault. It's just how it's happened. Always loving, always giving, always, if you were brought up in a family that had a lot of really hard things that you inherited, of course, you plan for that. Not everybody realizes that. You plan for a hard life because a hard life allows you to make some really strong contributions that you overcame, but it's still hard. It's not easy. So my heart goes out to a lot of people, especially the ones that don't have family they can rely on, or don't have the finances to support them, or the resources to help themselves in the same way that maybe another person could. So, look up Empath Evolution. We have a community online. We have two communities, actually. The main community, you'll notice, and then there's an Embrace Your Path community as well. Both with different intentions, but I'm in the Empath Evolutions community, more so sharing information, training, knowledge, and more. Okay. So I want to thank everybody for being here. I've been on quite a bit. Well, 34 minutes. That's not bad. 35 minutes. Um, Take a look at the website, take a look, join the group. Next month, there is a free intensive. Then there is an empowerment circle that we do once or twice a year. And, take the steps you need to get familiar with what this is and move yourself out of stuck. Feel good and safe in your body, confident in where you're going and who you are. Okay. Have a great day.